Hello and welcome to MegaTrip. I'm Dom, your guide on the travel vlog designed to inspire you to adventure. Today we're taking a break from the main MegaTrip for a specific little mini trip to check out the world famous Borough Market here in Southwark in London. Here's what's coming up on this episode of MegaTrip. We're here to check out the world famous Borough Market here in southeast London. It's just gone sort of 10 a.m. and you can see it's already pretty darn busy in this beautiful old building here. If you want a pie, you want to get stuck into a massive pork pie, this could well be the place for you. We'll check out some of the restaurants around here and maybe even some hidden gems in this little area that you may not be so familiar with and you may not find on the internet. Don't touch the meat. Big old weed leaf on the side of some cheese. So let's have a look at this. It really does speak to the amazing diversity of thought, people, food that is this nexus here in London, which makes it such a special place to visit, particularly to come and eat and drink. But the reason why I'm not going to do that is because I'm wearing a very white shirt. I'm a very messy pup. Now, the plan for this video was very much to concentrate on the food and drink aspect of Borough Market and for me to not bang on about the history here in London, but I can't bloody help it. It's so jam-packed. Through the magic of editing, you now know more than I do about what's going to happen on this little mini trip here in southeast London at the famous Borough Market. Like I said, we're taking a little break from the main MegaTrip. We'll get back to that in future weeks with new content every single Saturday. That is my promise to you. So before we get going, a little reminder that if you're not subscribed already, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you'll get a little alert every single time we drop new content here on MegaTrip. So,
like, follow, subscribe, comment, that's an order.
Right, like I said, we're here to check out the world famous Borough Market here in southeast London. Sitting under the shadow of the Shard on a beautiful, beautiful summer's day. Now, if you don't know anything about Borough Market, it's a very traditional, very old market. Well, maybe not too traditional these days, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. It's going to wander in a different direction for a bit of clearer audio. So the market itself that you can see behind me is traditionally a wholesale market, and it's been here, or recorded history, from as far back as 1014. That's right, over 1,000 years. And most people, most historians believe it's been here on this site since much longer back than that. And I guess the reason is its location. It is right on the River Thames by the famous London Bridge. That's not to be conflated with Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge is the one that you might know, which opens up Fancy Bridge, the bridge I live just near, but that's another story for another day. And it means that it's one of the biggest, most historical markets here. And like I said, traditionally it was a wholesale market, but these days it's much more about specialty foods and restaurants, and it really is the culinary heart of London, I would argue, at least to the southeast Londoner. Anyway, that's what we're going to be checking out today. We're going to go have a little wander through and see what Borough Market is all about. Let's go. Cue the music. So these days, Borough Market is much more than just a market. It's a culinary destination. There are loads of amazing restaurants around here. We'll have a look at some of those. I'll call out some of my favourites in a little bit. But also there is still the market bit. So let's start there and have a little look around. Loads of little stalls selling specialty delights like this lavender lemonade. Even get exotic things like coconut, mango, cherries, variety of fruits. a little bit of everything. So let's wander around and see what we can see. I would say, just a little warning, if you do come here, bring your wallet. It's not the cheapest place in the world, but it is super cool. I'm actually here quite early in the day. It's just gone sort of 10 a.m. and you can see it's already pretty darn busy in this beautiful old building here. But I've just seen this as well. If you want a pie, you want to get stuck into a massive pork pie, this could well be the place for you. There you go, 15 quid for a pork pie though, what does that tell you? Loads of little drinks, specialty wine stores like this one here. A little bit too early for a drink for me, but they're ambitious with their Prosecco spritzers. Already out for the London crowds, for the tourist crowds. Like I said, it is pretty darn busy down here. In fact, you can see here there's a massive queue already. I don't know what for, but check this out. 10 o'clock in the morning, people already queuing. What for? Can it be for turnips? That can't be right. Absolutely no idea what that queue's for, but we'll try and find out in a little bit. Let's keep on going. So you can see the amazing Victorian architecture. Just going to shove the camera up as we wander through. Wow, check this out. Now, like I said, 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning, a little bit early for me, but you might have seen some of my other videos looking at markets like Japan, like in Kyoto, when I went around there. You can see some amazing shellfish, and there's nothing different about this market. Check these out. Got yourself some amazing, fresh, massive lobsters here. Crabs, all kind of fish. Snow crab. Check out this hake. Definitely one of my favourite fish in the whole world. And what a variety you've got. Now, most of this will have come, I assume, from Billingsgate Fish Market, the big fish market to the east in London. But you do get some amazing stuff like this monkfish. Check out this bad boy. Isn't he exciting? Looks very happy to be here. Right, let's keep on with our little wander. One of the most amazing things, most exciting things about Borough Market is the sheer variety. So we've seen the shellfish, seen a little bit of fruit, and there's another fruit and veg stall here, from the exotic to the regular. But what you see about Borough Market is it's all the very best of the best. I mean, just look at the size of those blueberries, but also, I guess, check out the cost. £6.40 for a punnet. What's that? Probably almost $10, I guess. €8 or €9. Not cheap, but very, very cool. Like I said, the finest quality that you'll find in London here. But like I said, it's a variety. So we've seen the seafood, we've seen the fruit and veg, but also the meat. Check out this. These amazing steaks, chickens, free range. Look at that tomahawk steak. Some of that will go into some of the restaurants around here. We'll have a look at those a bit later. But wow, look at the variety. Some lamb. Most of this will be English or Welsh. So real local produce. The absolute finest. Let's see what else there is in the market, and then we'll check out some of the restaurants around here, and maybe even some hidden gems in this little area that you may not be so familiar with and you may not find on the internet. But that's the benefit, I guess, of joining me as your local tour guide. One of the things that's popped up in southeast London, particularly in the last few years, actually really around COVID really drove it, is bread and bakeries. You can certainly get some of the best down here. Check out this from Olivier's. Pain de Campagne, traditional French rustic breads, spelt breads. All these beautiful different varietals. Let's be real, one of the finest things to eat in the world is cheese, and that you also get here. So not only English produce, also some amazing French cheeses, some Comte, some Montbriac, basically anything you could ever want. A lot of these places will give you free tasters if you want to come have a little nibble, and you'll also get things like saucisson that go so well with cheese. I mean, the smell of these is absolutely insane. I'm a massive fan of saucisson. sliced thinly with a little bit of raisin, you can't go wrong. But the important thing to remember is, as the sign says, don't touch the meat. So the market isn't just a market, it is very much a tourist destination. So do be ready for that when you come here. And you can see London being an international city, variety of nationalities coming here for a lovely little day out, a lovely little wander around the market. Spices, variety of spreads, jams, meats. I mean, I really can't say enough good things about the quality of the food here. It is special. I've actually just spotted something a little bit interesting. It's something I haven't seen before, and that is a big old weed leaf on the side of some cheese. So let's have a look at this. Wow. Anything you could ever imagine. Slightly different. Hello, how are you?
Hi, good, and you?
Good, thank you. Is this hemp cheese?
It's an alpine cheese roasted hemp seeds inside.
Ah, okay, so that's...
Try it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So everything here is from Switzerland,
Okay,
and we work with unpasteurized raw cow's milk.
okay, great.
Yeah.
So, do you like this one?
I think it's a funny one, funky one, but it's not our best.
It's good for the marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay, that's okay. So, which do you think is your best?
For me, and personally, I like the Artisanal.
Which one's that? Can I see it?
It's a creamy breakfast. You're back. Oh, hi. So, okay, I need to order one.
Great, thank you. Just try the creamy breakfast cheese.
So you like some cream?
I like all cheese. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, creamy's good. He said it's from Switzerland.
Huh?
It's all from Switzerland.
Yes.
Nice.
Everything's from the Emmental Valley.
Okay, great. So I know Emmental cheese, but that's about it.
Oh, we have.
You have that as well?
Yeah, here you can
Got a bit of everything? Oh wow.
look at those
Huge wheels. And do you bring it in chunks or in big wheels when you
in wheels.
in wheels? Wow.
And then we cut them.
And you keep that here or somewhere else in a warehouse?
We have two shops.
Okay.
One in Newington Green and
Sure.
one in Crouch End, and I think it's somewhere near Newington.
Okay, and that's where the big wheels are.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's give this a little go.
So,
Right. Oh wow, yeah.
yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, and it's super nice on a hot sliced toast.
Yeah.
Or in a burger, in a sandwich, or with a glass of black wine.
Yeah, you kind of want that with with white wine would be amazing. Like crisp white? Like a crisp white wine?
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
amazing.
Of
Can I buy that, please?
course.
Or one of those. I'll take it with me. It's that good.
What do you think about this one?
Yeah, that should be fine.
So, one is sliced like
Want to
this.
try anything else?
No, I'll just take that for now, but I might
Okay.
come back a bit later. Shall I walk around a little bit?
Do you
Okay, that was amazing. The wonderful Janine and Jimmy cheese. Unfortunately, I turned off the camera just at the wrong time because I was paying, and we were just having a little chat. And she was introducing myself and telling me about the shop. So we've got multiple locations in the UK, but they're actually a Swiss company. Like I said, you get the finest produce, yes, from London and from the UK, but also from other places. And she was telling me the cheese that I just bought is called Aura-Wasser. I'm assuming Wasser means water. I'll look it up. She's given me the spelling of it so I can look it up properly, which is this beautiful river region in Switzerland where they also have stores. So maybe I'll have a little look. Maybe that's an idea for a little mega trip, mini trip, that we tie up the journey and head out to Switzerland. I might well do that. This time of year could be perfect. I'm filming this in the end of July, start of August. Anyway, that's cheese in my belly. That was genuinely delicious. The first thing I've eaten today, and my taste buds salivating. Let's have a little wander around the market and just maybe a quick look at what the rest of it looks like, a little montage for you. Let's go. Not even 11 a.m. and already jumping. I promise you, come here midday on a Saturday and your brain will break. It gets mental. Oh, here's an interesting one for you. If you're not a Londoner, you might see these. Actually, I think they're nationwide now. Prime Minister. Great pies. Massively recommend those. But you don't have to come to Borough Market to find them. You can actually find Prime Minister in a lot of pubs. So what they do, they essentially provide the kitchen, and you'll go into a kind of normal pub, like there might be a Thai kitchen, or the pub's not running the kitchen themselves. Prime Minister pies, if you see them, have one. They're absolutely delicious, proper British pies. Let's see what else we can see though. Cookies and sweet treats. Wow. Blondies, brownies, essentially as much diabetes as you could ever ask for. I mean, that being said, talking about diabetes, and obviously jokingly, but sugar-laden sweets, check out this fudge. Wow. So, the fudge there, set out like a pick and mix. I don't know if international viewers will know what a pick and mix is, but anyway, pick and mix where you kind of pick up your sweets, you put them in a little bag yourself, and then you pay by weight. So they weigh it for you at the end. Yeah, bit of a British tradition, I think. But let me know in the comments if you've got pick and mix in your country, wherever you are. I know loads of people watch this from all over the world. Hello, how are you? Get your local caviar, why not? Tin fish, genuinely one of my favourites. I would get some and eat it for you for the video and let you know really what I thought about it. But the reason why I'm not going to do that is because I'm wearing a very white shirt. I'm a very messy pup. Onwards. So here's an interesting one I haven't seen before, the Date Sultan. Now I'm personally not a huge fan of dates, but these look pretty amazing. Importantly, slavery free, cruelty free, and ethically sourced. There's a lot of controversy around dates and where they come from due to some of the conflict in the world at the moment. Now, the reason why I thought that was particularly interesting to have a quick look at is it talks about the diversity of London as a place. There is a very large Muslim population here, amazing people, but they have their own culture, they have their own way of doing things, and things like Eid, which are critically important to them, and Ramadan, and dates are very kind of traditional within that culture for breaking your fast during Ramadan in particular. So really interesting to see that in the market. And it really does speak to the amazing diversity of thought, people, food, that is this nexus here in London, which makes it such a special place to visit, particularly to come and eat and drink. So on that note, let's go and have a little look at just a couple of my favourite restaurants dotted around Borough Market. There's a little bit of locals advice for you when you come here. Right, I know that meat isn't everybody's thing, but I'm a meat eater, I like it less and less. These days, if I'm perfectly honest, one of my favourite restaurants around Borough Market to come to, if you're into your meat, is Hawksmoor. Here it is. Can't really tell what it's like from the outside. It is a beautiful converted warehouse inside. Now that probably doesn't make the best content, but it's definitely worth a stop in for a good steak, very old school in style, and there's plenty of Hawksmoors around London, but that's certainly one of my favourites. Not that expensive considering what it is, definitely worth a visit if you're here and you fancy a steak. So another London institution, and chain in fact, is the amazing Franco Manca. Now, there's a few of these in this area, but their speciality is sourdough pizza. Super simple recipes. They have specials on. You can order by number. My favourite is number 2, classic mozzarella, tomato, basil. One little tip I will give you when you visit Franco Manca though, they do offer you your pizza to be well done. Order it well done, get it a bit crispier, a bit more charred. That's my top tip for you for Franco Manca. I feel like I'm going slightly chain heavy in my restaurant recommendations this time, but another recommendation, and there's a few of these, there's one on Borough High Street and there's one down here off the South Bank, is a place called Taz Pide. And look how beautiful and well maintained these little olive trees are outside. This place does, frankly, amazing Turkish food. Pide, if you don't know, are like the traditional Turkish pizzas. Definitely worth a little spot, worth a little dive in if you're a bit munchsome down here in London. All right, so an absolute restaurant top tip, one of my favourite places in London. If you want to get away from the market a little bit, it's about a 5-minute walk round the corner. It's this place behind me. It's called Lupin's. It is absolutely amazing. Best way to describe it is kind of British tapas. The best local quality produce, locally sourced in small little plates. I've had some amazing things here. The sardines, if they're on, are absolutely exceptional. So get yourself down here to Lupin's. Definitely one of the best spots to hit in the Borough Market area down here on the South Bank. Borough Market is really much more than just a market. It sits in the heart of Southwark and is very much a cultural centre. So yeah, it's all about food and drink, but there's some other cool stuff around it. So that is what we're going to look at now. Check out a few of the other little options, little additions, little other things you can do if you come down for a day here in Southwark. Yeah, I fucking love this place. When I first moved to this area, best part of 20 years ago, Borough Market was just a food market and it wasn't as built up and touristy as it is now, and there wasn't that much to do. But they've now started to gentrify the area around it, and hey look, you can think what you want about that. I think it's quite nice. So there's loads to do, and they've modernised the arches all around the market. So check out Borough Yards. You want to come do a little bit of retail therapy? It's a great spot to come to. I don't even know if the stores will be open here, but plenty going on. Skincare, jewellery. Unfortunately, like I said, it is Sunday, so it is a bit quieter. Boutique little shops. Absolutely gorgeous if you want to come out, do a little bit of retail therapy while you're getting your food. They also have in the Borough Yards area things like the amazing Everyman Cinema. If you haven't been to an Everyman Cinema, they're absolutely great. You can essentially sit down on a sofa, have a bottle of wine, have some food with your meal. But look at all the cool stuff. Look at all these lovely hats. Again, very much a case of the best here in Borough Market, South East London, just on the south end of London Bridge. Now, the plan for this video was very much to concentrate on the food and drink aspect of Borough Market, and for me to not bang on about the history here in London, but I can't bloody help it. It's so jam-packed. Look, you can check out my other videos on Bermondsey if you want a bit more of the history, but while we're here, let's check this out. This is the Golden Hind. Obviously, loads of tourists around coming to see this amazing galleon that you can see here in southeast London. Now, the Golden Hind, that sounds familiar, I hear you say, particularly if you went to school in England, you may well know the name. So the Golden Hind was the galleon captained by Sir Francis Drake when he circumnavigated the world from 1577 to 1580. Now, I'm sure you're very impressed with my knowledge there, but luckily there's some good signage here to give you that history. Now, one of the beautiful things about this bit of London is you're by the river. I love the river, I love water, it's in my blood, I love boats. If you watch my other videos, make sure you watch my other videos, you'll know that. I just walked up from the Golden Hind And this bit of London, you always get spectacular views like this one across London Bridge itself. Like I said, not to be conflated with Tower Bridge. Over to the city there and the London skyline. Let's keep walking around and see where else I can take you here in the Borough Market area, London Bridge area, Borough area of London. Talking about history down here on the South Bank in Southeast London, you can do a lot worse if you're here with family, for example, to come to the Clink Prison Museum. It's gory, it's gruesome, and it really shows you what this kind of area was like in terms of justice from this old prison. And this was actually a prison from 1144 to 1780. So again, really a historical bit of London. If you find yourself in Borough Market and the hustle and bustle is getting too much for you, and it's a hot day and you want to get down by the river and get yourself some refreshments, well, this is a pretty decent place to head to. The Anchor, right down here on the river. It's a great public house, traditional food, traditional drink, and one of the reasons I recommend this place, as well as some others, I mean the Founder's Arms further up the river, absolutely amazing. It's shut right now because it's still in the morning. It's got this amazing outside space with views over the River Thames and a little bar outside. Now I would say, if you're watching this and you're thinking, hey Dom, but I don't drink and pubs aren't regular in my culture, don't worry about that. Pubs here are, yes, about alcohol, you'll find a lot of people drinking, but they're much more cultural centres. So you'll be able to get great food, good coffee, alcohol-free drinks, alcohol-free beers. Definitely worth a little visit if you want to escape the crowds. There are other places to escape the crowds in this area, perhaps not on the riverfront, that I would personally choose. And we will go and have a look at one of those in just a minute. So, dear Mega Tripper, when you think of London or you think of the UK, hey, what do you think of? You might think of football, you might think of pub culture, you might think of the River Thames or St Paul's Cathedral, architected by the great Sir Christopher Wren that's behind me right now. But you also probably think of Shakespeare, the Bard. Now, he wasn't from London, he was actually a Brummie from the Midlands, but he did make his career down here in London. And he did that in a very famous theatre called the Globe. And within my lifetime, they decided to rebuild that theatre, that famous theatre, the Globe, in its original Tudor style, down here on the South Bank of London. Now, this isn't the exact location of where it was originally built, but it's pretty close, and it did actually burn down in a fire, I think within Shakespeare's lifetime. But they rebuilt this theatre, like I said, within my lifetime, probably 20 years ago or so, and you can now come down and you can check out Shakespearean plays in the way that they were meant to be done, in the round. Now, what that means is you're kind of standing around the stage. The stalls is the main bit of it, so you do stand for the performance, but you can get seats, don't worry, that's an option too. So that's kind of a bit of the history down here. I mean, I could go on and on, probably forever. We haven't seen amazing things like HMS Belfast and various other historical sites down here today in this video, but get yourself down here, figure it out for yourself. But I did want to take a second just to help you orientate yourself, because we're going to head away from the river in a second, but a couple more recommendations for you. So if you're down here by the river, you're back to the Globe, facing the river here. To your right is the river path I've just come down from, and that kind of shows you back, or takes you back up to Borough Market, to London Bridge Station, where you may well have come from here. But if you turn the other way and you turn left with your back to the Globe, you continue to walk down the river, down the South Bank, down Bankside, you walk past a few things. So you have the famous Millennium Bridge, famously known as the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge by us Londoners. The reason for that is they opened it for the millennium, and they had to close it almost immediately because people were walking over it. It was shaking too much, but don't worry, they fixed that now. Now that is a footbridge, and if you're down here, you want to go see the amazing St. Paul's Cathedral, super easy. You just walk over the Millennium Bridge. But if you continue down the bank there, you also get to the amazing Tate Modern, one of the preeminent modern art museums in the world. I absolutely love that place. You can go, you can walk around. It's completely and totally free. There are some paid exhibitions, but you don't need to see those. And one of the best things to see, you walk in, is the Great Turbine Hall, and they always have something amazing in there. Top tip, if you want to then stop for some food and drink at the pub that I mentioned earlier, pub restaurant called the Founder's Arms, and it is one of the best pubs in London. It's run by a company called Young's, and it has amazing panoramic views out over the river, out over St. Paul's Cathedral. In the summer, there's also lots of outdoor seating. You can go and sit down there. An amazing little coffee station and bar, pastries as well. Top tip for me. Check out the Founder's Arms. Absolutely love that place. I might be a little biased. I might have worked there for a summer a couple of decades ago. Yes, I am that old. But anyway, that is not where we're going now. We're going to head away from the river, and we're going to go and check out probably an area that I rate pretty highly, where I would go if I'm in this area. I want to go for a drink, I want to spend the afternoon in the sun, I want to get some food. And it's really there as one of the few places that have sprung up based on the popularity and the success of Borough Market. Okay, you MegaTrip watching legends. That was Vinegar Yard, where I've ended my tour of the Borough Market area today. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't film too much in there, as quite often is the case because of the copyrighted music. But you can see from these clips of video, it's a nice little market, almost a little festival vibe, lots of little bars, lots of street food, and really interestingly, or at least I think as well, a nice little makers, vintage and flea market. So a real nice place to come and hang out for an afternoon with some friends, get some food, get some drink if you are in the area. But that's it for this MegaTrip mini trip, checking out the world famous Borough Market and the areas around it. Now, if you've made it this far, there's a good chance you quite like these videos. I love making them for you, but I have a favour to ask. For me to keep making these, I need them to be watched, and the biggest things that help that are for you to like the video if you liked it, tick the little thumbs up down there, to leave me a comment. Did you like it? Didn't you like it? What else should I have done? And most importantly, please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. It's the little icon just down there. Give it a bash. And all that remains for me then to say is keep travelling and join me next time here on MegaTrip.